Hello, Rabbit Amos again. I have a collective message. So, for those that don't know me yet, my name is Zoe and I'm a psychic medium / healer, life sharer. I kind of just believe in helping people heal across the board wherever I can. I do many different things. So I do readings, I do personal readings, I do distance healings, sell crystals, I make things. And yeah, so, but today on this channel, I am doing a collective reading. So I get messages in many different ways. I'll either channel them or I'll get it from music or cards or whatever. So today, I've actually just sat down now. I had some things come in my mind earlier thinking, okay, I can speak on that, I'll speak on different things, but I just kind of pulled before I started and I came up with these 3 cards here. So I pulled from the Sacred Spirit deck. This is a beautiful deck. So Anna Stark, she has some beautiful ones that I use quite a lot. And so what we've got is we've got Ascended Masters, create open communication. Then I found it interesting because the next card was voice your concerns. So also a communication card, cosmic ancestors. And we also have eternal union, new love is forming. So with these 3 cards coming out together, it was actually these 2 came out together, and then this one came out after. This is literally about speaking. What comes up for me with these cards is I do feel a lot of, like, I can feel it in around my head area where it's like, how are you speaking to yourself? Why are you speaking to yourself in that way? Those sorts of things. There's also a feeling, especially with this card too, it says new love is forming, but it feels wrapped up. The communication or lack of communicating or feeling like you cannot communicate is wrapped up in relationships. It doesn't always have to be an intimate partner. It can be children, friends, workmates, or colleagues if they're not your mates. It can be many different things, but to me this is around the relationship with yourself and the relationship with other people. What is working and what is not? And I feel there's a need to ask yourself, why is it not working? I feel like I'm talking to some people who are not quite headstrong yet, and I feel like saying yet because you can get more and more headstrong as you go along. I feel like things are getting placed on you as if it is you who is not communicating properly, or it's you who is not pulling the weight or doing all this sort of stuff. And I get the feeling that you're doing actually more than you should be doing. More. Create open communication is important, but we have to be able to do this in a safe way, and we will know whether it's safe or not, truly safe or not. I would never advise anyone who is in a toxic, especially abusive dynamic to just try an open communication if you feel that there's safety issues, if you don't feel safe. And safety can be in many different ways. It could be you're just not feeling safe yourself. Maybe you have anxiety and stuff like that. Maybe the other person is approachable, but you're not feeling safe. Sadly, one of the ways we find out whether we are safe enough to speak to someone else about something important to us is by doing it. And sometimes, a lot of the times, unfortunately, we are shut down. It's not met. If it is not met, you basically have your answer. If it's not met, you actually have more answers than what you probably wanted. It will then go into the deep knowing of, wow, this needs to be a distance thing rather than we're full on great friends, whatever it is, whatever dynamic that you're in, there needs to now be distance because you got your answer. I mean, when we bring forth something to the table and it's not received, that is your answer. Oh, non-approachable. Okay, I know that now. You know what I mean? It's all these sorts of things, and it sucks. It's not fair. It can be pretty, feel it in your heart area, you know, it can hurt a lot. But you got your answer. This voice your concerns card as well. I feel like there's a lot to be written down rather than actually spoken out loud. Sometimes when we write as well, we find out things about ourselves. Things will turn up on the paper. It will come out. The ink will let us know, you know. What are your concerns? These are the things I'm going to be asking. What are your concerns? I feel like asking, are they valid? That's not to say that they're not valid. Are they valid I mean this in a way of, are they completely factually true? Are they based in logic, or are they based in past experiences? And especially, are they based in past experiences not with the person that you're in question of, or what you're writing about, who you're writing about? Sometimes we need to get into the depths of what things actually are, because we have to remember that when we are reflecting on things, when we are observing ourselves, we know that it's in our perspective. It's from our backlog of experiences. It's from our way of thinking. You know, even thought patterns coming through where it's like, are we really coming from a very logical place? The hard thing is too, is when there are things such as communication problems, we are most likely coming from a place of already being shut down or feeling shut down. And we've got to remember too, there's a very big difference in feeling shut down and being shut down. So yeah. Is there anything else with these? This create open communication card. It really feels more like this card is about you and yourself and your relationship with yourself and how you speak to yourself and what you think of to be true or not. And I feel there's a needing of a rewiring around what you think and why. Okay. A lot of the times, the things that we think, it's funny, I'm being drawn to this crystal now, blue lace agate, also a good old truth stone. Oh, where was I going with that? Sorry. Oh, that thought has left me, sorry. I do feel that card, though, is more to do with you and how you're thinking and feeling. I was talking about rewiring the brain and stuff like that, which can be done. It's a matter of trying to build communication with yourself, so then you can get to a point where you are able to voice your concerns to other people, which can still be very, you know, it can be very confronting and scary, especially depending on your life experiences and what's happened to you in the past if you have spoken up. There's been times in my life where I've spoken up about some very horrific things, very hard-hitting things, and I have been squashed majorly. I've got into a place in my life where I've built myself up more and more, and what it is my internal is strong and getting stronger, because we're always working on it to a point, you know what I mean? But it's getting stronger, and the reason it's getting stronger is because of my belief in myself. It's not to do with what other people have perceived me to be, because I don't believe that anymore, which is brilliant. This is what I want to help teach people. I don't believe it anymore because I've come to a place where it's like, well, I can show in many different ways across the board that I'm an honest person. You know what I mean? Therefore, if I'm an honest person, surely I can trust myself. If other people can trust me, I should be able to trust myself, right? If you are finding it hard to trust other people, you may find that you actually, what it is you're finding it hard to trust yourself. Because even if we met with everyone around us being dishonest or trying to pull the wool over our eyes, we have enough within us to call bullshit on it. And sometimes we don't even have to call bullshit. We just, there's been times in my life where I have very silently left, very quietly left. There's other times where I have said my piece in a very calm, chill manner. And then there's been other times where you get to a point where you're like, this is how it is. This is what it is. Lay it all out on the table very firmly. Take it or leave it. Okay, goodbye then. You know what I mean? There's different ways in which we can do that. But I think that this is an internal thing of your love for yourself. New love is forming. To me, I feel like this is a new love and appreciation for yourself. It is a new love because it's different. It can be uncomfortable. It can be quite confronting sometimes. Just feel like I've got to pull some more cards. Dark night of the soul. Life brings new meaning. So to me, what's coming through with that card is, there's another one coming out. Oh, between worlds, new directions. This is cool. So dark night of the soul, life brings new meaning. And then we have between worlds, new directions. I feel that so many people, including myself, are going through or have just recently gone through dark night of the soul, and it is fucking brutal. It is so brutal because you have to face yourself, and not just yourself, you have to face the truth and the matters of other people around you as well, and it can be hurtful because we don't want to know the truth sometimes. You know what I mean? Like if you're just getting to know me, maybe this is the first video you watched, I'm very honest. I'm very open and honest. Overall, healer qualities, right? To me, to truly heal is to go into the depths of things, and to go into the depths of things is like unopening boxes you never wanted to unpack. Seeing things for what they truly are, and that can be so hurtful sometimes. But it is, interesting. I had a bang in my house. Confirmation maybe. But it can be brutal, but it's so beautiful at the same time because you're building your inner strength, inner knowledge, inner knowings, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I really like those cards together. Life brings new meaning, and then we've got new directions. It's time to start thinking a bit differently. It's time to really sit there, and not in a bad way, in a very reflective, observant way. Look into the depths of what is the dark night of the soul for you. To me, the dark night of the soul is these kind of realizations. It usually comes with a wave of having to let people go, and usually it's people that you've got to let go of that you really don't want to either. It hurts. It can be very hurtful. It's facing things that you've done in the past that you don't resonate with now, and sometimes it comes with a lot of guilt and blame and shame because you're like, oh my gosh, but it's because we're growing as people. when you grow, you can turn around and go, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that old Zoe used to drink until she was blacked out. You know what I mean? And then what else comes with all that? The behavior of when you were drunk, you know, the things that happen when you're drunk. All these sorts of things. It can be heaps of different things. It's just an example, you know. It can even be things of like looking back, and it doesn't always have to be dark. It can be like, man, I used to draw a lot. Just an example, whatever. I used to draw a lot, and I haven't drawn for many, many years. Maybe it's time to get back into it. You know, maybe it's time to the same, brush it off, get out your brushes and stuff like that. Start painting, drawing, whatever it is. But Dark Night of the Soul can be very brutal, but especially with this card coming after it, new beginnings. That's similar. New directions. Okay, so with this knowledge, what are we going to do with it? Are we going to stay in bed and wallow and go, I can never face anyone again or myself again or blah, you know, go into the depths of these really dark entities really, or are we going to go, right, I recognize this now, I understand that, just an example, drinking is not good for me whatsoever, nothing good comes out of it, therefore I'm going to try and find more like-minded friends that don't drink, and I'll still cherish the other friends that do drink if they're not problematic, you know, not problematic and stuff like that. But you can go in new directions with it. You can go, oh, okay, I understand this about myself now. I can't believe I used to do that. I'm going to grieve that part of me, because you do need to actually go through those feelings of the depths of the darkness of the dark night of the soul. And then you can transmute it and go, okay, so what does my new direction look like? What does it look like? It could even be the fact that maybe you're finding it hard staying on top of housework. You can choose one thing, just one thing, and even make it one of the easiest things that you can achieve. Maybe it's something stupid like, I keep not putting the toilet roll on the toilet hanger, whatever you call that, and I keep just chucking the old rolls to the corner of the room. Pick them up. We can do it. Sounds funny, it is. It's just these little things. We don't have to go and go, oh wow, I realize all these things about myself, so now I'm going to change every single thing to the point where I'm not going to be able to manage it, and then I'm going to cycle back into this because I let myself down. No. Choose one thing or two, but I say choose just one thing. I've come to have 3 things that I absolutely do every single day. I literally will get up. Let's say it's 2 things, to be fair, because if I am having a very, very tough day, I find it harder to make the bed, though most times I do. I will get up, open the curtains, open the windows. Now, to some people, that doesn't take much effort at all. To someone who has chronic illnesses, to someone who has, if someone is very depressed, that's a big thing to do, actually. I have gone through periods of really bad depression and stuff like that, especially with having chronic illnesses that can play play games in your head majorly. I now have it as a habit. So now, as a habit, I will just get up and do them. You know, there will be days that are harder to do them, but I'm more likely to actually get up and do them, because you put these things into practice and it becomes second nature to the point where you don't think about it really anymore. We have love and light, and we have act with care. it kind of goes with what I'm saying. Act with care. How are you going to care for yourself? How do you show up for yourself? I do feel a lot of these messages are similar, but usually it's similar. Oh, look at that. Galactic Healer. Move forward with an open mind. And we have Hidden Realms. Create conscious awareness. I can even resonate with this one too. Set your heart free. Spiritual evolution. Sometimes you will find that messages can be similar or have the same sort of essence to them. This is what we're meant to be focusing on then if you are finding that you've got similar messages. I feel that I'm here to help people navigate what is going on for them and actually helping find a way to get through those sorts of things. The experiences that I've had in my life help me to be able to do these sorts of things. And I do find as well that when you do find something a bit more simple, smaller, and it's manageable, you will not set yourself up to fail as such. If you're going to have these realizations, and it is good to have those realizations, obviously, but if you have a realization and then you're like, right, I need to do something on a massive scale, are you going to be able to complete it? Because if you do have that realization and it's brilliant and it's beautiful and you're meant to have those realizations, but then you try and take something on so huge to the point where you're not going to be able to manage it, you may fall back into that dark night of the soul type thing. You will fall into possible depression or depressive thoughts, anxiety. You'll fall into things of, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I always fuck this, whatever it is, you know what I mean? So the takeaway, look at this, secret temptation, being led astray. Pick something small. Pick something manageable. Okay? I send you guys love. Lots and lots and lots of love. Thank you for listening to me. I hope this message makes sense. I hope it helps someone. And yeah, until next time, I'll see you then. Bye.